Hey guys, welcome back inside another BlueGoldNews.com pregame. Matt Keller along with Kevin Kinder. We're going to preview West Virginia's matchup against Oklahoma State. Kevin, this team now is looking for its third sweep in Big 12 play. How important is this based upon the fact you've already gotten this one on the road to come back here in Morgantown and go ahead and finish the job against us?
I think it's really big, and even though you can look at Oklahoma State and Monday night's matchup against TCU as teams that are below you a little bit in the standings, getting those sweeps are really important. It automatically wins tiebreakers for you when you're talking about Big 12 conference seedings. Obviously, it's another win, but the big thing is not getting swept, and West Virginia will be doing that against TCU on Monday, trying to get that split. But getting these sweeps, having that automatic half a game, as it were, edge in the standings, I just think it's really critical.
Well, that came up big against Oklahoma when you were able to finish that sweep off, and now even if you end up tied in the standings, you automatically jump them for seeding in the Big 12 championship. So that's important. Looking at this matchup with Oklahoma State, West Virginia finally gets back to what we call really close to 100% health. Huggins seems fairly comfortable with them right now. How big is that? And then how do you begin to kind of, I guess, mesh that lineup back together when you sort of jumbled it and shortened the bench like against Oklahoma when only 7 players played more than 7 minutes?
I think it's important from the standpoint that when West Virginia's had its best success, it's gotten contributions from a lot of people. But it hasn't been the same players every night. Like you said, it hasn't been the same necessarily 6 or 7, but you'll get bigger contributions from a couple other guys. So having that bigger pool, 9, maybe even 10 deep, that you can go to, that you can search and find those guys that can help you, I think that part's really important. The meshing, I think that's more, I don't want to call it problematic, but I think that's going to be a really tough thing to do because you've got a lot of guys at a lot of same positions or that have similar abilities or strengths that kind of go there. Thinking specifically Issa Ahmad, Lamont West, Teddy Allen. Not the same kind of players, but how do you get minutes for all those or find out which of those guys are being successful? And then the other one, Beetle Bolden and Dax Miles. Which guy starts? How does either one react to that? I think those are important things to watch.
And Huggins has talked about how he doesn't dictate the playing time, the players do. There's only so much pie. There's 200 minutes of pie. How are you going to split the pie? How big is it to see if Chase Harler can kind of get a little hot again? Because Huggins has been talking about wanting to roll him back in, but his minutes have been significantly reduced as well the last few games.
And I think the biggest thing is because he hasn't made his open shots. And I think it really comes down to that. Beetle has made shots. Lamont West obviously has been cold. He had the hot streak the last game. Can he make a couple of those? Dax Miles, West Virginia needs to get him rolling, but they need that second three-point threat, third if you add Javon, because he can obviously knock down the open shot, but he gets so much attention outside, I think it's hard for him to shake free. So I really think it's dictated upon that. If he can't make those shots, I think it's tough for him to find minutes.
All right, Huggins was asked a couple days ago, how many losses does the Big 12 champion have? Well, it could be 3, obviously. That's a mathematical percentage that's going to be obviously there. Now you've got 4, maybe 5, he said, which leaves West Virginia a razor-thin margin for error. The Mountaineers also have 4 of the last 6 at home. How big does that play in that home court advantage going down the stretch?
Oh, that's big, and I'm going to vote for 5. Just because I think the teams are just so close. I think somebody is going to win it at 13-5, and if it is there, I think it's probably a tiebreaker. And again, that's where the tiebreakers come down into it. Unfortunately, West Virginia has losses to Kansas and Texas Tech, so that makes those rematches really important. But it's just hard for me to see anybody going through the rest of the second half of the season with just 1 loss.
Getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but it wouldn't shock me to see that Big 12 championship come down to the regular season finale at home for the Mountaineers against Texas Tech. It's a possibility. Got to go get Kansas. We'll go from there. All right, Kevin, thanks so much. It's Matt Keller for the Blue Gold News pregame. Keep it right here at BlueGoldNews.com for all your West Virginia University coverage.